Hello and welcome to the AI Refine 101 product video series. This is video 1, creating content with AI Refine. So we start as ever from our central dashboard page. This is the page you will see upon logging in. It has all the information about the jobs you have in progress and so on. For the purposes of today, we just need to click the button on the bottom left-hand corner, which is to create a job. That will take you through to this page, which is how you set up the job in the first place. We ask you to just give this job a name. So something that is recognizable to you, something that distinguishes it from the other jobs in your list, so you'll be able to find it in the future and access it if you need to. We also ask you here to add the content type. So what type of content is this? These are the preloaded templates that you would have added during onboarding. So is it an email, an article, a white paper, and so on. And then we simply ask you to give a deadline date when you want the content to be delivered by, and then you simply click complete brief. That takes you through to another page, which allows you to add a bit more information, a bit more depth to give the AI the best chance as possible of creating something that you can use. We ask for an author, who you want to be the named writer of the article, a suggested title if you've got one, a core topic, something that might relate to some of the other topics that you've covered in other content, which will again help the AI just create the content that's a bit more richer. And then we simply ask you to give us an article synopsis, which is really a brief. Essentially, that's what are the topics, what are the sections that you want to include in here. This might be something that you've pulled from another AI tool. So you can see for the purposes of this demonstration, our synopsis is actually quite short, but I would encourage you to put as much information in that box as possible. It's really the spine, if you like, of the content that the AI engine is going to create. So the more information in there, the better. And if you have sort of briefs that are created by your SEO agent or whatever it may be, that's the place to put them. The rest of these fields are a mix of drop-down and free text. So we have things like keywords, what do you want to be ranking for in AI search and SEO and so on. Who are your target audiences? Again, you can be as specific as possible here. Audience reactions is a drop down that we can add at sort of onboarding too, and the number of fields that we add into the brief can be adapted to your needs. So when we go through the onboarding process, we can add fields in here if you particularly want them. Calls to action is another one, and you can actually bring in your own content too. So one of the really interesting features here is that you can bring in, if you have a PDF of survey data, for example, that seems to be a fairly common one, you can simply just drag it into the box here and the AI engine will draw from that as well. So that's a really, really clever feature, which we really like and has enabled us to get some really great content actually as well. File instructions, languages, obviously there's a number of different languages that are available here. And then you click generate and away it goes. You have to click confirm, but this spinning wheel here shows that the AI is doing its work. And so once the AI has done its work, it will deliver the content to you. And the time it takes to create is obviously dependent on what you're asking it to do. So an ebook will take longer than an email and so on. What we've asked it to do here is a fairly basic article that has all of, as you can see, there's H1, H2, H3 headlines, various reference points. All of the data mentioned in the article is referenced at the bottom there with the link, so you can double check and make sure that they come from verifiable sources and so on. Now, one really cool feature actually is that you have the ability to edit this content before it goes to the editor network if you want to. So if there are certain things that you would like to include in there, it might be a quote from a business leader that you didn't have while you were doing the brief, it might be some extra data and so on, then you have the ability to do that. You also have the ability to communicate with the editors before they get started. So you might mention in here some certain compliance wording if you need to include it. If there's some things that must not be cut out, you can always highlight them in the bottom there. And then you simply send the piece of content away to the editor network to be completed. Once you've done that, it will sit in your queue within your dashboard, so you'll be able to see the progress on it. That will be updated in real time. The editors will get to it as quickly as they can to go through it. The turnaround times are incredibly quick, actually. But once it's in the network, it will come back to you, and your content will be ready to go, publish ready. And it really is as simple as that. We hope you enjoyed the video. There are plenty more in the series, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.